Hare Krishna, dear friends, dear devotees, welcome. I am surrounded here by an unparalleled treasure, the immaculate teachings of our beloved Guru Pada Padma, Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj, Bhakta Bandhav Srila Gurudeva, a spiritual successor of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And so what we are doing here is transcribing, translating, and publishing every recorded lecture of his that he spoke during his Acharya Lila when he was traveling around the globe every year. 2 times a year, he would travel on tours. And we also have some books here based off his lectures in India, translated from Hindi to English. So this is one of our primary services in our mission, in our temple. It is the primary activity. And so I'm going to speak a little bit about the importance of the Vani form of the Guru, which means their teachings. And generally, their disciples will put it down into the form of Granta. Granta means scripture. And so this would be considered like Smriti, which means the teachings of the saint, the pure devotee. In scripture, it's recommended that we should approach and surrender to a self-realized soul, Tattvadarshi, who has seen the truth and who has relationship with the truth in the form of the Absolute, the Lord himself. There's a verse that says, Guru is someone who is Brahmani Upasamashrayam, who has taken shelter of and realized their relationship with the Absolute Truth, Sri Krishna, and helps bring other people to that platform. That is the Guru. So our beloved Gurudev was such an exalted personality, connected to the highest aspect of the Absolute Truth in his reality of the spiritual world Vrindavan with his beloved Shishimati Radhika, his divine partner, divine couple. And our Gurudev is their associate, their maidservant of Shrimati Radhika. So this is a very high conception. These books contain the essence of the tradition of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, which means to worship the one Supreme Lord, known by different names in different cultures and traditions, but the one Supreme Lord in the ultimate reality where he is experiencing his relationship of love with his beloveds. So our Gurudev came and he gave that wealth from his heart to the world. And this is the basis of our, not just our spiritual mission, but the essence of the teachings of our faith. It's all here in these books. And we're continuing to publish these books. We have another 13 volumes on the way, which cover all of his lectures in the year 2000. He would travel around the world. I'll give you a quick overview and show you these books. These are covering from 1996 to 2000, 1996 to 1999. That's about 50 volumes. And then 2000 will go up to 63 volumes. And that's going to be ready in the next few months. So we're very excited about that. Right now, our dear Vrindavan Brahmachari is working on our Gurudev's lectures in Russia in 2000. And as we talk about it, every book is your favorite book because it's ever fresh nectar, which is revealing our path forward in spiritual life in this line. And by taking shelter of the Vani, the transcendental teaching, we can very quickly come into that higher association. It means we can very quickly advance. In spiritual life, the scripture is very powerful. It has great potency. It's not something mundane. You can look at like a computer. It has so many, microchips with so much data on it, zeros and ones, but it's mixed. But a granta is ekantic, one-pointed. Scripture is one-pointed in helping the souls of this world come closer to God in the different traditions that they're part of. And so these books are all the essential teachings, and we're doing it in this expansive manner so that we can see what is the real essence of his teachings, of his heart, not in just one lecture, but in thousands of lectures, not in just 1 year, but in every year of his preaching. And when this is done, we can also go back to his articles that were published in the 50s. There's more teachings. He also taught the leading disciples of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada before he went to the West in the 80s. He taught the GBC. And Swami Prabhupada requested him to help his disciples. So he was the personality who helped the first wave of Bhakti Yogi Hare Krishna devotees in the Western world mature in their devotion. Swami Prabhupada created a spiritual revolution and established the mission. It was and is one of the fastest growing religions in human history that is recorded. The Hare Krishna movement is one of the fastest growing religions in recorded human history. And before Swami Prabhupada left, he had only been there for 12 years or so, preaching his mission. And so before he left, he asked one of his dear friends, who he had written hundreds of letters back and forth with, 20 or so remain on the record in various publications, while many were given for the biographies of Swami Prabhupada and were lost. I have a godbrother who himself found a whole bag of letters from Swami Prabhupada to Gurudeva, a large bag of letters, and that was given and later not returned, and the authorities at the time in ISKCON had said it was lost. So anyhow, the truth of the relationship between pure Vaishnavas is not brought forth by any material mechanism. It's self-manifest. So the reality of the relationship of Swami Prabhupada and Srila Gurudeva is seen there in their letters that are there. Swami Prabhupada would say, we certainly have a relationship of spontaneous love, eternal love. He would write like that. And in his life, Srila Gurudeva, everywhere he went, he would always glorify first Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And in every tour, he would glorify him again and again with so much intimacy and love and sweetness. And he would speak about his desire for devotees to mature and follow bhakti yoga in a very one-pointed way, that they could actually develop to the aim and object of life, which is to develop pure love for Krishna and to ultimately enter Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual abode. So I'm going to show you here the books, describe them a little bit. We have more than 50 volumes here because we have 5 volumes that are translated from Hindi. So we have a series from 1996 in Holland. We'll do more videos on this over time, and we've done some already, but what we recommend devotees is they can get 1, they can get 50, but any one they get is perfect. It's like, the ocean of nectar here in a book. So which portion of the ocean of nectar do you have in each book? You can discover that, but it's all nectar. You can literally open it anywhere and read something very inspiring for your spiritual life, whether it's a beautiful story from the scripture, whether it's beautiful teaching, whether it's an encouragement, whether it's guidance. I will give an example to explain what Sukriti is. There was a pigeon sitting on the branch of a tree. Nearby there was a temple of Radha and Krishna. This unassuming prey made a hunter take aim at the pigeon. The arrow pierced the heart of the pigeon, and the pigeon fell flat on the branch of the tree. The pigeon was not in its senses. It was languishing in its piteous state. In that state, it circumambulated the temple in a haphazard manner. What was the result of flying around the temple? This was the temple of Radha Krishna. So by even this unintentional action, Sukriti, or pious merit, was accrued. In its next life, the pigeon became a great devotee, and a pure bona fide guru was arranged for him, and thus his bhakti flourished. See how much encouragement is here? What have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Roy Prabhu said? Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati. Raganuga bhakti, which means spontaneous loving devotion, is rarely practiced. And a Raganuga Vaishnav, someone who's developed this real love for Krishna, is extremely rare in this world. So he's recommending here to take the association. Take the association of real Rasik Vaishnavas who very rarely descend to this world. That means the pure devotees of the Lord who come to this world to help us. So Gurudeva speaks in every book so many important, beautiful teachings. So we have 10 volumes from 1996, very large, beautiful volumes. And if you're interested in getting the PDFs, you can message us in the comments. If you're interested in getting the physical books, let us know. We'll do more lectures speaking on these. Don't remain in the same class of devotion for your entire life. Bhakti is like a current. We should not remain in the same stage. We should gradually advance. Srila Rupa Goswami has stated this. You should read the books of Swamiji deeply. Everything is in his books. Some people say, oh, Prabhupada didn't put everything in his books. And they criticize Gurudeva like that. Here Gurudeva is saying, everything is in his books. So we should try to uncover these treasures. Right? I said this is so much treasure. So Gurudeva is saying right here, try to uncover these treasures. What's the odds, right? We open a random page and he's talking about the treasure chest of the books. Try to open these treasures, but where can you find the key to this treasure chest? You'll find it in Sadhu Sangha, association of great devotees. Without Sadhu Sangha, we will not realize the essence. So therefore, our process is to take shelter of the Grantha, the literature, in association of devotees. You should think, what is the aim and object of our life, of our sadhana? Our whole energy should be spent on this, and not a single moment should be spent on secondary things. This is called surrender to Krishna. If there is no sharanagati or surrender, then there is no bhakti. The doorway to bhakti is closed. And if you have surrendered and are actually following the 6 principles, then the door is open and you will enter into the realm of bhakti. You should note all these instructions down very carefully. Why should you not be giving your whole energy in trying to surrender and engage in devotion? What you are doing at present, you have been doing since lakhs and lakhs of births. You're spending your whole energy in this. We have been here in this world, roaming here and there in the ocean of birth and death since the time the world was created. And Brahma came into existence. That means the first created being, Lord Brahma. But we are making no solution at all. Problems are there. Problems are coming like waves in the sea. Despite us trying to solve these problems and make our lives easier, it is not to be. The solution will only come if we give our whole energy and our whole life in the service of Krishna. So we should try. So in these words, because it's spoken by a liberated saint, it holds so much potency and it can go within our heart and create that spiritual revolution. The revolution is within. Outside, we should understand the environment is favorable for me. But the revolution that needs to happen is within. Okay, so volume 6, volume 8, volume 7, volume 9, volume 10. These are Hindi to English. Volume 1. So much Harikatha. 2, 3, 4. Where's 5? Did I already show 5? And 5. So you can ask, why are we doing this? So many books, so many books. Who has time to read? We have time to read when we're typing them. Right? We have time to read when we're reading them, proofreading them. So this is our sadhana. This is nectar for us. Right? You don't have time to think, why am I doing this? Because you love it so much. There's no question. This is nourishing for the soul. It's a daily practice. And if we can incorporate a daily practice of hearing, so you're hearing the words and publishing them and creating the scripture, or the presence of that, the embodied form of the words and the teaching, which is a vigraha, a deity form of the guru. So the guru is present in his teachings, in his words. And so we are establishing all these murtis of our Gurudev, which is all his teachings. And if we have a daily diet of hearing, even 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, then our life becomes sublime. So let's look at what else we have here. Okay, we have volume 11, 12, 13, Australia 1997. Okay, let's see what's going to come up. The third symptom of Guru is that he has realized in Krishna Bhakti, love for Krishna. Without this realization, he is bound to fall down from spiritual life due to still having material desires. Besides these 3 symptoms, a Madhyam Adhikari, that means an intermediate devotee, is of course superior, and he offers a superior result in Bhakti. But a Madhyam Adhikari will have 4 additional qualities. The Uttam Adhikari, or the topmost devotee, is of course superior, and he offers a superior result in Bhakti. But such a guru is rare in this world. In the absence of such an Uttam guru, the Madhyam Adhikari can be accepted as a Diksha or Shiksha guru. Interesting. But one should see whether or not he has the following 4 qualities. This is a controversial topic also, but Gurudeva is reconciling. So a Madhyam Adhikari, intermediate level devotee, can also be a Shiksha or an instructing guru, or a Diksha, an initiating guru. 4 qualities should be there. Prem, he has love and affection for Krishna. Maitri, he shows friendship towards the Vaishnavas and offers service to them. He has 3 kinds of relations with 3 kinds of Vaishnavas. He honors and obeys with a mood of friendship, one who is more advanced in bhakti than he is. He relates to equals as friends, but he is also friendly to those whose bhakti is less developed. So he has Maitri, friendship with honor for superiors, friendship with, so Maitri means friendship for devotees. So we should have, the first quality is love for God, affection, love and affection for Krishna. Then Maitri, friendship, and there's 3 kinds of friendship. Friendship with honor for superiors, equal friendship for those on an equal level, and friendship with mercy, Maitri with Kripa, friendship with compassion for those who are junior or subordinates. And then the next quality, the third quality is Kripa. So the first quality is Prem, love and affection for Krishna. The second quality is friendship. And there's 3 kinds of friendship. Friendship with honor for superior, friendship with friendship, equal friendship with peers, friendship with mercy for those who are junior. And then there's just mercy, Kripa. He shows mercy to those persons who honor and have faith in Vaishnavas, Such persons' faith may even be worldly. In other words, they may have some material sentiments in relation to the Guru and the deity. It may be that they have more affection for the deities than for the devotees, and therefore they may not like to meet with devotees and hear their Harikatha. Such persons may understand that they should obey the scriptures, but they cannot act in the 4 ways that a Madhyam Adhikari can act. Such persons may be ignorant, but they want to learn how to advance in devotional service. And the 4th quality now is upeksha. He avoids offenders, persons who are against the Vaishnavas or who do not honor them. He is aware that relating or associating with such persons destroys all traces of bhakti. Okay? We have thus discussed the 3 main qualities of the bona fide guru, as well as 4 additional qualities which are found in the Madhyam Adhikari or an Uttam Adhikari acting in the role of Madhyam Adhikari. So often the pure devotee will come down to the stage of an intermediate devotee in order to help, because the Uttam Adhikari is so transcendentally situated that they cannot even discriminate between levels of people. And so simply by their darshan, people awaken Krishna consciousness. But to further help them in their development, the Madhyam Adhikari is actually very helpful. Okay, so that's a beautiful quote from volume 13, one of hundreds of beautiful quotes. Okay, let's continue on. Here is beautiful volume 14, Singapore 1997, United Kingdom 1997. Here's a quote from the back. You should think that I am with you always. Krishna, Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu also, they're always with you. Don't worry. If any problem or anything, if any doubt comes, you can write me wherever I am and I will surely reply. That means nowadays you write from your heart. Guru is Antaryami, or you write to some Vaishnav and get help and support. This shows the importance of loving encouragement in devotees' lives. Don't worry. If any problem or anything, if any doubt comes, you can write me and I will surely reply. You should always think that you are not alone. You are not helpless. Gurudeva would say so many times, I remember hearing since I was 9 years old. Hey Matt, how you doing? Welcome. Grab a seat. Oh, no worries. How you doing? Okay. Take care, man. Haribo. Gurudeva would say so many times, don't be hopeless. That was like one of his common reframes. He would say, don't criticize, don't be hopeless, right? He would always talk about this. You are not helpless. You are not alone. Krishna, Guru, Vaishnavas are always with you if you are sincere. If you are sincere, do not worry. Krishna will always give you good association. Good association is the mother of bhakti. Always try to develop your Krishna consciousness. Don't be worried or doubtful in bhakti. My heartly blessings are always with you. 1997, May 11th. All right, so we're just going to give you a quick overview of the rest of these, just as a taste of nectar. Here's volume 16 in New Braj. Here's volume 17. There's so many beautiful lectures and instructions here. Let's read this one. We could do this literally all day. We could do like a 12-hour class and just read through all these excerpts of nectar and open them on any page. We have them all on our wall and we're creating more and more shelves with them. And we tell people, this is our guru is present here. All of his teachings are present here. It's hard if you have audio files. Okay, you can sort through hundreds of audio files, thousands of audio files and listen. And but that's very good. But here it's all present in book form and it's preserved like that. And you can pray to it and receive instruction from it, like you're receiving instruction from the guru. And then you have any question, then you can hear from his, those in his line, because it's a living tradition. But the scripture is always living. But There's the Bhakta Bhagavat and the Granta. That means the devotee who is teaching the scripture and the scripture itself. They're both considered like godly. Bhagavat. Granta Bhagavat, the scripture itself, which is God's presence in there, and the Bhakta Bhagavat, which is the devotee who helps you go towards God. And they support each other and they serve each other in spiritual life. So they're very important. Okay, volume 19, volume 20, France, volume 21, Holland. This gives us so much joy to serve. People think it's extreme that we're just publishing every single thing he said, right? But they don't understand how much joy comes from this service, how much nectar is present in every word. When you take shelter of the pure devotee and hear their instructions, it's just full of transcendental nectar. And it enlivens the soul, it waters the soul, it nourishes and feeds the soul, and then it gives you strength. And then you become more powerful, able to practice spiritual life. And spiritual life is difficult. They say, Nayamatma balahinena labhya. Without strength, it's very hard to become liberated. So where does that strength come from? Strength comes from the Guru and taking shelter of their teachings. It's not just the information, the knowledge, it's the potency that is coming. It's said that the Lord is planting that in the heart through his potency, through his teachings. So through the words and through the teachings, the Shabda Brahma, transcendental sound vibration, and the teachings is entering the heart and awakening the soul. That's why hearing is so important. Because hearing, if you're properly hearing, you're not filtering it through your brain so much as just accepting it in your heart. You go into the ear, and you go straight down into the heart. You don't go into the ear and then mix it around here for days and days and days, and then some out this ear, some out there. I accept this, I change this. No, you hear and absorb and reflect and pray. And then that potency is giving power to your soul to become liberated. There are 3 things to remember always. 30th May, 97, San Francisco. What are the 3 things? First, we will have to please Krishna, Supreme Lord. Second, we will have to please the gopis, and among them, Srimati Radhika. Thirdly, but I think that this is prominent, we will have to please the devotees. Those devotees who are actually the devotees of Radha Krishna conjugal. There is Hari, Guru, and Vaishnav. Hari is himself Krishna. Then there is Guru, Vaishnav, Srimati Radhika, and all others. We can please Radhika by chanting the name of Krishna and glorifying the glories of Krishna. By this, Radhika will automatically be pleased. But to please Krishna, what will we have to do? We will have to chant the name of Radhika. This is why we chant the Mahamantra. We'll have to glorify Srimati Radhika, then Krishna can be satisfied and he may be pleased. At last, if you want to please the devotees, what will you have to do? You have to glorify both Radha and Krishna. So it's very easy to please the devotees. And it's all the same process. Chant to Radha Krishna. All right, so now let's keep going forward. Volume 23. This is Australia, 1998. I'm reading the back, which is easy, but I can actually open it anywhere, and we could go on forever. Let's read this back quote really quick. I want only to develop the hearts of the devotees. I am not here for self-gain, but only to give you the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the line of Rupa Goswami and under the guidance of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. He told me that I should help the devotees in whom their hearts he has planted the seed of bhakti. Really, they are wanting this thing. Everywhere I go, I feel like this. The devotees are hankering for Harikatha and to develop their hearts. They don't want to go to politics and other bad things, only managing and controlling. Jai. They want pure devotion and love for Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They want to know who Rupa Goswami is and what is his mission. Okay, let's open a page anywhere. Bali, 1998. Okay. This is the story of the Mahabharata and the war. Life is always, material life always becomes tainted with pain and suffering and tragedy. So here he's saying between both parties, more than 20 lakh soldiers were there to fight. 20 lakh soldiers? Soldiers. Did I say it right? 20 lakh means 2 million. So he's talking about the need to fight or not. Arjuna thought, I should not fight for this very little insignificant wealth or kingdom or anything. That is why he became so worried and sad. So Arjuna didn't want to fight in the battle. And he gave up his bow and arrows. And he was lamenting. He told Krishna, I cannot fight against my relatives. I don't want to kill them only for some insignificant wealth. Thus he was confused about what to do. He said to Krishna, Oh Krishna, you are my charioteer. You are holding the reins of my horses. Not only that, I have given the reins of my mind and heart and everything to you. You should decide what I should do. I don't want to kill my relatives. I would rather be a street beggar than quarrel with and kill my relatives only for some wealth. Krishna saw that Arjuna was lamenting like so, and he began to laugh. He said, How ignorant are you? You're so ignorant that you have given up your bow and arrow and everything like a coward. I've never seen a coward like you, but yet you are thinking that I am so intelligent. But actually you are not intelligent. I have a question for you. Even if you are not going to kill anyone, will they still die or not? Answer me. So there's a whole conversation here about the Bhagavad Gita. And Gurudeva teaches that the soul is eternal, the body is just a garment. And really the goal of life is to develop love and devotion and relationship with the Lord. Because we've forgotten the Lord, now we're thinking, I'm this body and I'm fighting. Okay, so he speaks there very nicely about the Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes unpleasant things still must be done if it's the desire and the will of the Lord and the service of Dharma. This is the teaching here in the Gita. But that is not the ultimate teaching. The ultimate teaching is develop love in God and relationship and transcend material life entirely. So many sweet stories here. Gurudeva is telling the story of the fruit seller lady. Here he's telling the story of Brahmins that got the darshan of the Lord. The story of Shakshi Gopal. It's a very sweet story how the deity, we're talking about the deities. So now we're opening it up, and Gurudeva is telling a story about a Krishna deity once protected the honor of a Brahmin and walked behind him for 1,000 kilometers to protect his honor. So we should not think the deity is just a material thing. Deity is transcendental and Krishna is present there. Right? And he has all potency. So he's telling the whole story of Shakshi Gopal here. This deity of Gopal agreed to walk all the way to give witness of the marriage arrangements between the Brahmins. The deity gave witness and then the marriage was performed and celebrated. This deity became very famous and is known everywhere as Shakshi Gopal, Krishna who gave witness to the vows of the Brahmins. We were just talking today a few times about how we should remember stories about Sri Vigraha like this, and now it appeared for us. Volume 26. What's after 26? Here's volume 27, France, 1998. You cannot control your mind. But if anyone is hearing all these sweet pastimes of Krishna, which are very powerful, then his mind can be controlled. You cannot imagine how powerful these pastimes are. If you are chanting Hare Krishna, and in your mind and heart you are seeing, oh, naughty Krishna is doing all these things, then one by one, like a chain, all these pastimes will come into your heart. Chant Hare Krishna like this, and be seated in one place. You will see that all bad things will go away. They will not come. Then powerful Krishna will come and sit in the heart of that devotee. Hey, Mar. And he will clear away all doubts, all bad things. Then all these nonsense things will not come. Okay? Okay, we still have a few more left. And we're not really even going into just a little bit of a taste, of a touch. Wales, England, 12 May 98, the glory of the gopis. He's telling very important stories here, actually. Another Thakurji story, great. A few times a day I said, I want to read Thakurji stories. Now we're opening it and finding Thakurji stories. He's telling a story of how, wow, it's a beautiful story. It's hard starting because it's hard to stop. So they're having a big festival, chanting in kirtan, playing instruments, having a big feast, and they're all worshipping Thakurji. After this, they did Abhishek of Thakurji and offered very nice bhoga preparations, and then distributed the remnants to all the devotees and began to honor prasad. Thousands and thousands of devotees who came there were all given Mahaprasad, very tasty, sweet Mahaprasad. They even distributed this prasad to crows, to cows, to dogs. After this kirtan prasad was completed, all the devotees were going because it was about evening. Everyone was satisfied, even an ant. Every ant was also satisfied. That devotee began to take Thakurji in his box, and he was also ready to go to his home. Nada at once came there and began to tell him very politely and honorably that, I have never seen a devotee like you. Never, never. Your life is successful, and also my life is successful because I have seen you, a devotee like you. You are worshipping the Lord. You are distributing so much prasadam to everyone, even to ants and dogs, so you are certainly a very high class of devotee. My life is successful, and your life is also successful. So Nadad Muni, the great sage, is glorifying this devotee because he's arranging festivals worshipping Thakurji. And they're telling stories of all this Vigraha Seva now. And the devotee in his humility is saying, oh, I am not at all exalted. I am very fallen. There's a great king who is doing much better festivals than me all the time. Okay. Jai-ho. Should we finish this series or do tomorrow? What time is it? We can do it again. Volume 29. Volume 31, Volume 32, Volume 33. Just holding them, you can feel the power, the potency. They said Guru is heavy. Guru is a very heavy substance. So here Guru is present. Okay, so we're going to leave these next volumes, but we're going to open a quote. Here's volume 31, Hawaii. Okay, someone can pick now. Okay, we'll go through a few quotes. Someone pick a volume, quick. 35. Okay, 35. What page?
Australia, right? 17. No, to the right. The big Australia. Right. Under the mic.
Your left, my right.
Okay, volume 35, big book. Page? Page 17. Someone else get their next page ready in book. Okay, this is talking about the lineage of gurus. Bhagavat Parampara Guru, Bhajan Guru is more superior than Diksha Guru. Very good. You understand? So there's two paramparas, is a long discussion. But the essence is, there are different kinds of gurus in life. One gives initiation, that's called the Diksha Guru. If your Diksha Guru is also Bhajan Guru, then he is so high. So Bhajan Guru is someone guiding you in the esoteric aspects of spiritual life as you're developing more internally. They're a guide, and they're considered even more advanced. So Jiva Goswami is a very brilliant and very prominent scholar, acharya in our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So he tells the whole story here. The point here is that there are different kinds of guru in life, and here he's telling you who your real guru is. You understand? See, Gurudeva is telling you right here. Your good fortune. Okay, who's next? Pick a book and a page.
Volume 25, page 30.
Okay, she asked for volume 25, page 30. Okay. Volume 25, Malaysia, 1998. Anyone in the comments, pick your book and your page number, and we'll read it to you. Okay? In our ongoing lecture series. Okay, anyone in the comments, you can pick a book and page. What page are we doing? 30? Okay. It's a good topic. 5 February 98. He's talking about 4 kinds of Swarup Siddha Bhakti. There are 4 kinds of Swarup Siddha Bhakti. It means by their nature they are perfect eternally. If anyone is always quarreling with anyone, although he is chanting the holy name and is meditating on Krishna, but yet he is always praying that he is my enemy, he should be destroyed, then it will be considered tamasic Swarup Siddha Bhakti. Very interesting Gurudev's conception. Tamasic means in the mode of ignorance. Although he is observing Bhakti, Swarup Siddha, which is hearing, chanting, and remembering, Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran, still it is tamasic, in the mode of ignorance. We should try to get rid of these things. We should not practice Bhakti like this. Don't think that anyone is in any opposite party. Never. The whole world, all living entities are the eternal servant of Krishna. We're all in the family of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so anyone is not our enemy. Anyone may be ignorant, but we should still honor them. So don't do these things. Then there's Rajasic, Swarup Siddha Bhakti. You're chanting, remembering, doing all these things, following the 5 main limbs of Bhakti, but yet you want some opulence, some wealth, some good wife or husband, and you're praying to Krishna for that. Okay? Then there's Sattvic, which means, oh, you want to live in the forest, and we desire many good qualities so that everyone will love me and they should honor me and everything. I want to live in a very little college in any solitary forest. So Sattvic Swarup Siddha Bhakti. Very good. Like Bharat Maharaj or Nadad. Nadad Muni wanted all these things, but he was stopped. He should go on doing bhajan. He wanted that I should be in a forest, always in a lonely place, so that I can do bhajan very peacefully. Okay. And then there's Nirgun Bhakti, which is transcendental. And that's also of 3 kinds. Sadhan Bhakti, Bhav Bhakti, Prem Bhakti. Sadhan is in the practicing stage. Bhav is in the stage of ecstasy in this body. And Prem Bhakti is the highest stage. Perfection of divine love. These 3 are also divided into 2. Raganuga Sadhan Bhajan, Raganuga Bhav Bhakti, and Raganuga Prem Bhakti. Like this, there are also Vaidhi Sadhan Bhakti, Vaidhi Bhav Bhakti, and Vaidhi Prema Bhakti. So Vaidhi and Rag means the path of rules and regulation, and Rag means the path of attraction. And there are 2 sides. Vaidhi means, Vaidhi Prem Bhakti comes from the faith that by hearing from the scripture that if you are not doing bhajan, then you will suffer, you'll go to hell. By fearing all these things, our Shraddha has come and we are doing bhajan. Then it is called Vaidhi Bhakti. And the other side means when you hear the glorification and sweet pastimes of Krishna, greed comes. I want to serve Krishna like a friend, like his mother Yashoda, like the gopis. Then this Shraddha or faith is coming from greed. And from this greed, if anyone is doing bhajan, worship, then this will be Raganuga Bhakti, devotion based on spontaneous love. So many good details are here. Okay, you understand? Good. Okay, Lochan Prabhu.
27.
What page?
108.
Anyone who is free of Maya does not have any worldly requirements, is outside of sense gratification. He does not want any worldly thing, being always absorbed in love for Krishna, in hearing about Krishna and his pastimes. Hearing Harikatha from the mouth of that person, this is the remedy, the medicine, the very powerful medicine for any dying person. If anyone is not hearing Harikatha, then he is killing his own soul. In this human form of life, in this body, if you are not realizing Krishna and Krishna Bhakti, then your life is useless. You are like an animal. If you are not hearing the pastimes of Krishna and knowing that you are an eternal servant of Krishna, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and your duty is to serve him. If you are not having this realization, then you are like an animal, like a donkey. So Sukadeva Goswami began to explain the pastimes of Krishna. And there's so many sweet pastimes described here. Okay, one more, Lochan Prabhu, you can ask again. That was nice though.
38.
Okay, let's see if I can find 38. Got 50, got 35, 45, 38. Italy, 1999. What page?
54.
Okay, I'm going to get faster at this. Okay, asking the questions. Page 54. Wealth is a perpetual source of distress. Everything is always relevant. It is most difficult to acquire, and it is a virtual death for the soul. What satisfaction does one actually gain from his wealth? Similarly, how can one gain ultimate or permanent happiness from one's so-called home, children, relatives, and domestic animals, which are all maintained by one's hard-earned money? He knew that this wealth is very dangerous for the path of bhakti. We should not keep any paisa with us, otherwise it will make a problem for us. If you have so much money, then any dacoit will come and cut your head and take that. Rupa Goswami thought, this is based on the story where there's the saint Sanatana Goswami, and they were going through the forest, and a dacoit captured them because his assistant had 8 coins hidden. And Sanatana Goswami asked him, and he only gave 7. He hid one for himself. And they said, go back home. It's a very great problem for Western devotees. Let's see if you can pick one more, Lochan Prabhu. 3 strikes.
49.
What page?
130.
Okay. Okay. He's talking about husband and wives. They should honor us like father, brother, or son. It's about respect and honor. You should respect your mother, your sister, your daughter. Husband and wife should also honor each other and not be so attached. The wife should think, my husband is an eternal servant of Krishna, and the husband should think, my wife is an eternal maidservant of Radhika. They should help each other, honor each other, and they should go on. Then Jagannath will come, Baladev will come. First Baladev will come, Guru will come first, and he will look after everything to see that it is okay. So if Guru will protect, and he will clean whatever is needed. Right? This is his instruction. Whatever is there to be helped, whatever cleaning is necessary, Guru will clean that himself. Then Subhaja will come, and then Krishna will come. This is the process. We should not be satisfied with what we are. Gradually, we should always be developing our Krishna consciousness. At least once a year or twice a month on Ekadashi, we should account if we are in loss or gain, like in a business. Then see, if I am gaining something, then okay, I am developing. But if I'm not gaining something, then why not? Where are the holes? If you can repair them, then you should do so. Otherwise, if you cannot, then the experts should be called. The experts are Guru and the devotees. They have some very sharp swords, and if unwanted things are there, then they can cut them. They can wash anything also, and they can also repair anything. Then they will see that everything is okay now. We should try to be like that. We don't want that only this worldly family should be happy now and for the future. In this human form, we are so fortunate to be able to go to Vrindavan, Navadvip Dham, to have any link with Krishna. It is very rare. You are among the rare people in this world. I've been talking about that, haven't I? I've been saying that for days now. I've been saying that for like the last 10 days. All problems should be removed. All difficulties, and easily you can go there. The big garden and everything here is so beautiful, but Vrindavan is more beautiful. What you are seeing as Shamkund, Radhakund in this world cannot compare to what is really in the spiritual world. By these material eyes, we cannot see them, but some description is given. A very beautiful garden is there. So many kunja groves are there. Flowers like Beli, Chameli are there, very fragrant. And Gopinath goes there with the gopis and plays there. Gaur Premanandi. So the conclusion for you is Gopinath and the kunj in the spiritual world. Okay? Nice progression. We went on a good progression. Okay, so we have to finish with last and most. Our Vrindavan Brahmachari. Tirtha did one. No? He did one. Okay, so Vrindavan Prabhu is dedicating his life to this service. So please tell us which quote we should read last.
37.
What page?
130.
This is from Philippines, 1999. This lecture is spoken on 11 February 1999. 1:30, yes? This is instructions for householder devotees. I'll just read the last few sentences of 129, and then there's... If you want anything, if you want Brahma Samadhi, if you want salvation, if you want pure bhakti, you should try to chant the holy name. How? Sankirtan, in the process Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is given. And then we have a... and then we have page 131. I can read... No, let me read from this side of the page. It's just like it's page 130 on this side. Okay? It's connected to page 130. In this life, you should try to realize Krishna by performing devotional service, chanting and remembering, have faith in Krishna in devotional activities, and chanting in Krishna's name. And Krishna's name is Krishna himself. Giving up all false ego and bad habits, you should try to follow pure bhakti. Okay? Go Pramanandi, Hari Hari Bo. The end is always Krishna Kirtan. End is always Krishna Kirtan. So thank you, everyone. And if you have any questions, comments, if you have any quotes you want us to read, please let us know. Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Shri Gurudeva.